sugar, sugar? Oh, right, the Sugar Bowl. Two great teams are playing each other in Alabama, who's representing the SEC, and Ohio State, who's representing the Big Ten. When is this game taking place? January 1st, 8:30 p.m. on ESPN. Now, I want to talk to you about these two teams, give you some names to know, and some headlines and important things going into this game. Here we go. Now, like I just said, I'll repeat myself. Alabama is representing the SEC. The SEC is known for its physical dominance, and the Big Ten is typically thought of as that they can't compete with the SEC. So the biggest story surrounding this game is, will Ohio State be able to compete at an SEC level? Now, some of you watching this video are probably thinking, whoa, did you just put SEC as like the best? They're thought of as the best. That's not me, it's the country. They are thought of as the premier football conference. And the Big Ten, their strength is in a different sport. So everyone's looking to see if they can compete with the SEC, to see if they can match them for physicality. Another interesting thing that goes right along with that is Ohio State's coach, Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer used to coach in the SEC, and he's brought some of that fire and competitiveness and the traits that you see in the SEC, he's brought that to the Big Ten. So this is a true test, a true litmus test for Ohio State to see if they've really amped up their game and can they compete with Alabama. This is a matchup of the coaches. Urban Meyer for Ohio State and Nick Saban for Alabama. That's the main headlines. There's obviously a lot more going into this game, like Alabama's favored to win the entire thing. Yeah, that would be a pretty big deal. And Ohio State is coming off a blow-off win to win the Big Ten. They blew out Wisconsin 59-0. So momentum is riding with Ohio State, but Alabama's favored to win the whole thing. So yeah, there's some pride. There's some pride on the line for sure. To talk about players you need to know, I'm going to talk about the quarterbacks for each team. I'm going to talk about the running backs for each team, and then the wide receivers, kind of your three main facets of the offense. For Alabama, your quarterback is Blake Sims. With Blake Sims, you think experience, you think poise, you think the ability to run the ball as well. With Ohio State's quarterback, that's an interesting story. He's their third-string quarterback. What's his name? Cardale Jones. What does third string mean? That means that their starter was injured and can't play, and their backup is injured and can't play. So the backup's backup is having to play. He has youth and inexperience, but he really shined and shone on a great stage in the Big Ten Championship. Your running backs are TJ Yeldon for Alabama, who is just a force to be reckoned with, and Ezekiel Elliott for Ohio State. Ezekiel Elliott set the Big Ten Championship rushing record. He rushed for 220 yards. Remember, he's the guy carrying the ball, running down the field. He set a record 220 yards rushing in that game. Alabama, wide receiver, Amari Cooper. He was one of the finalists for the Heisman Trophy, yet he fell short to someone we'll talk about in another video. And then last but certainly not least, Devin Smith. He's the wide receiver for Ohio State. He is one of Cardale Jones, the quarterback, main target. So we'll be watching him and hearing his name a lot for sure. So that's your Sugar Bowl matchup. I have a lot more information in my head that I can't tell all about it. So be sure to ask me questions, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the interesting social media sites we have nowadays. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the video about the Rose Bowl.